Reverend Father, Dr. Joe Arun, Miss Mehala, other dignitaries on the dais, members of the faculty, and my dear students. Good morning to all of you. It's an honor to be part of LIBA's Chrysalis, which is truly an event of the students, by the students, and for the students. This year's theme, Artificial Intelligence, AI, couldn't be more timely. As Victor Hugo once said, no power on earth can stop an idea whose time has come. AI is one such idea. It is no longer a futuristic fantasy, but an inseparable part of our everyday life. We are living in times of rapid change, where the ability to think creatively isn't just an advantage, it is a necessity. Creativity has been the driving force behind every breakthrough in history. But now, with AI stepping into creative domains, writing, painting, composing music, even problem solving, the big question arises, will AI enhance human creativity, or will it make us lazy and dependent, eventually killing our creative spark? My talk today will therefore consist of two parts. In the first, I will emphasize the importance of creative thinking. In the second, I will discuss how the rise of AI is reshaping the way we think about creativity. Dear students, no matter what career you choose, whether in business, science, technology, or the arts, always try to do something original, something creative, something different in a positive sense, of course. Think of it this way. When you see a new movie, eat in a new restaurant, or buy a new gadget, what's the biggest letdown? If they are run-of-the-mill, lacking anything to distinguish them from the rest. The same holds true for you when you step into a job interview, seek a promotion, or pitch a business idea to a bank. You will be judged on how original you are, how you stand out from the crowd. Let me share with you some powerful examples of creative thinking in action. There was a time when computers could be operated only by tech geeks. Steve Jobs changed that by introducing the Macintosh, the first computer with a graphical user interface and a mouse that could be operated even by laymen. He didn't stop there. He gave us a host of user-friendly products like the iMac, the iPod, iPhone, iPad, and iCloud. Steve Jobs should be your role model for creativity. There was a time when watching a movie meant renting a DVD or going to the theater. Then came Netflix asking, what if people could watch whatever they wanted, wherever they wanted, from home? That question killed video rental stores and gave birth to on-demand streaming. Today, Netflix is a major producer of original content and has reshaped the entertainment industry. There was a time when taking a taxi used to be frustrating. Long waits, high costs, uncertainty, limited availability. Then came Uber. It didn't invent taxis, it reinvented them by asking, what if we connect drivers and riders through an app? The result, a global transportation revolution. Creativity is not limited to tech giants or to the digital world. Consider these everyday examples. The wheel was invented way back in 3500 BC. But strangely, nobody ever thought of putting wheels under suitcases till about 40 years ago. And people used to carry heavy suitcases with great effort. Today, we have trolleys, that is suitcases with wheels under them, and travel is effortless. A Japanese shampoo company faced a problem. Empty bottles occasionally made it past inspection, annoying customers. While some managers proposed expensive solutions like X-ray or infrared scanning, one manager suggested a simple fix. Place a fan by the conveyor belt, rotating it at just enough speed to blow away empty plastic bottles, but not bottles filled with shampoo. This is creativity at work. Let me tell you the story of Malcolm McLean, an American truck driver who is perhaps the most famous innovator you have never heard of. Till the 1950s, cargo had to be loaded and unloaded manually, piece by piece, onto ships, trains, and trucks, leading to delays, theft, and breakages. Malcolm McLean asked, what if goods could stay in the same box across ships, trains, and trucks? In 1956, he conceived the idea of packing goods in standardized steel containers that could be loaded and unloaded using cranes and neatly stacked on ships, trains, and trucks. Containers also protected the products from breakages and thefts. This simple innovation revolutionized logistics, reduced costs and time, improved efficiency, and boosted global trade. McLean's story teaches us that creativity doesn't need to be complex. It just needs to solve a real problem. These examples show that creativity isn't limited to artists, musicians, writers, scientists, or inventors. You can be creative in whatever you do. Yet, when we look around, we find that the vast majority of people are incapable of creative thinking. Why is this so? Every child is born creative, but society and education suppress that creativity. We are conditioned to value certainty over curiosity, safety over risk, and routine over innovation. In the late 1960s, NASA commissioned Dr. George Land to test the creativity of 1,600 children over time. The study found that at age 5, 98% of the children scored at the genius level in creativity. By age 10, only 30% scored at the same level. By age 15, it dropped to 12%. Among adults, only 2% scored at the genius level. A major culprit is our education system, which often prioritizes conformity, standardized testing, and rote learning over creative thinking. Let me narrate the story of Carl Friedrich Gauss, one of the greatest mathematicians of all time. Once, when he was in primary school in Germany, a teacher wanted to write a letter to a friend during the class hours. To keep the students engaged, he asked them to add up all the numbers from 1 to 100. But no sooner did the teacher begin writing his letter, Gauss stood up and said, "Sir, the sum is 5050. The teacher was annoyed. He thought Gauss was playing a prank on him, and he asked him to get out of the class. About 10 minutes later, the smartest of the remaining boys, adding all the numbers the hard way, stood up and said, "Sir, the sum is 5050. The teacher was astonished and called Gauss in and asked him, how did he do it? Gauss told him, if you study the numbers, they form a pattern. The first number and the last number, 1 and 100, add up to 101. The second number and the second last number, 2 and 99, add up to 101. The third number and the third last number, 3 and 98, add up to 101. So the numbers from 1 to 100 can be grouped into 50 pairs, each of sum 101, the 50th pair being 50 and 51. So adding all the numbers from 1 to 100 is like adding 101 50 times, which is the same as multiplying 101 by 50, which is 5050. Now, if you remember your school arithmetic, this is the well-known formula for the sum of the first n natural numbers, s is equal to n into n plus 1 by 2. Remember, it was discovered by Carl Friedrich Gauss when he was in primary school. My point in telling this story is that even though Gauss made it big later, We don't know how many other children fell by the wayside, their creativity smothered out of them by our educational system. The great American orator Robert Greene Ingersoll correctly said, "Our educational system polishes the pebbles and dims the diamonds." This problem is particularly acute in India. Here, students are encouraged to memorize and reproduce passages verbatim from textbooks rather than think originally. In 2001, I was sent by the Government of India to do an MBA at the University of Birmingham, UK. There, I experienced a different approach. Students were expected to write answers in their own words. The university actually cut marks if you reproduced the textbook language. Exam questions were never direct. They required deep analysis and original thinking. For example, in marketing management, for the final exam, we were given 12 essay questions a month in advance and told that it would be enough if we answered any 2 questions. But I found the questions very difficult and very vague. I went through the whole textbook and also searched for relevant articles in various marketing journals, but they were not of much use. So I complained to the marketing management lecturer about the questions. He replied, "Do you think I'm a fool to give you 12 questions 1 month in advance and ask you to answer just 2 questions? Each of these questions is like a mini thesis. You will have to think originally and write the answers entirely on your own, applying the concepts that I've taught you." So I sat down, thought originally, and spent about 16 hours writing the answers to the 2 marketing management questions, and entirely in my own words. Later, I reproduced these answers in the test and got 80% marks. Though it was hard work, the exercise gave me great satisfaction and taught me the value of original thinking and how the systems in UK are different from the systems here. Now let us turn to the second part of my talk, AI's impact on human creativity. This is a complex topic with no easy answers. Throughout history, every invention we created, such as the printing press, electricity, or the internet, served us, but they never competed with us. But AI is different. First, AI can learn and evolve. Consider AlphaZero, an AI tool developed by Google's DeepMind, Deep Blue. It mastered chess in just 4 hours by playing against itself. It surpassed centuries of human knowledge, becoming the strongest chess player ever. Second, AI can think. Take IBM's Watson. It can analyze medical data, diagnose diseases, and recommend treatments better than human doctors. In one case, it diagnosed a rare form of leukemia by analyzing thousands of medical papers, a task that would take humans years. Third, AI can create. DALL-E generates stunning images. Aiva composes music in the style of Mozart or Beethoven. AI-generated novels are already competing in literary contests. Fourth, unlike past innovations, AI can make decisions independently. In warfare, AI-powered drones can identify and eliminate targets without human intervention. Thus, AI is challenging the very concept of human uniqueness by blurring the line between human and machine intelligence and capabilities. AI chatbots are passing the Turing test, meaning people can't tell whether they are speaking to a human or a machine. I already told you that only a very small percentage of humans are creative thinkers. AI could stifle this human creativity further if we are not careful. We risk losing our ability to think creatively if we become too dependent on AI. If AI writes, paints, designs, and creates for us, future generations risk losing these essential skills. AI systems trained on existing data tend to only remix the past instead of creating something genuinely new. By delivering instant answers, AI discourages deep thought, study, and experimentation. So, how do we navigate this new world? The key is to find a balance. First, use AI as a tool, not a replacement. AI should enhance human creativity, not replace it. Second, encourage human AI collaboration. The best results come from combining human intuition and creativity with AI's processing power and pattern recognition. Third, reinvent education. Critical thinking, emotional intelligence, and creative problem solving should be at the core of our education. Let me conclude with this thought. Whether you are working with AI or without it, your ability to think differently, to see possibilities where others see limitations, and to solve problems in innovative ways will always be valuable. The future belongs to those who can work with AI while maintaining their uniquely human creative spark. I thank the organizers of Chrysalis for inviting me to be the chief guest today, and I wish the event all success. Thank you.